Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to show you how I'm going to fix this problem. So this, I've started in the journal and I started at the beginning. So I filled up about this much of the journal, but as you can see, it is already super bulky. And if I were to fill up the rest of the journal, it would just be too much. I am going to basically take out some of this journal. There is a way to do this so that you don't screw up the whole thing and the whole thing doesn't fall apart on you. And as much as I love all of the pages that were in there, there's just too many. And at least for my needs. So I like to bulk my pages up a lot. So I tend to, when I make my own journals, I tend to make them so that there are fewer pages so that I can bulk them up and chunk them up as much as I want. So that is the dilemma I am facing right now. And I can't really continue working in this journal because it's just too big. So I'm going to show you guys how to remedy this problem. So just so you know, my kids are on summer break now, so you may hear them in the background. I also have they're doing something next door. I don't know what they're doing, but they're super loud and they have like big trucks coming by. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. I am gonna try to get all the background noise out of the video, but yeah, it is what it is. So okay. So I have filled up this part of the journal already. And in this particular journal, I started from the beginning and I was just going to work my way through it. I don't typically do that. Normally I just kind of work on whatever page I feel like working on that day. But yeah, since I started at the beginning, I'm going to have to work. Oh no, I filled up all of this. All of this is filled up. Just kidding. So yeah, I'm going to have to work on this just a little bit more than maybe I would have. Okay, so there's two issues. The first issue is I've paper clipped this together because this is the chunk that I kind of need to work on, but I think I'm going to actually do this a little bit differently. So one of the issues is this is two signatures bound into the journal, right? And don't get me wrong, my friend made this journal for me and I love it so much. I think it's adorable. It just depends on, you know, how you fill up your journal. And this probably would have been fine if I had done more writing. But since I chunked it up so much, I'm going to have to remedy this situation. So this is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to take out some of the stuff that's just clipped on. I've got a bunch of stuff clipped to the back here. That's just adding extra bulk that I don't need. And then this is clipped on as well, so we'll just take that off. Okay, so since this is two signatures, that's the first problem. And then the second problem, obviously, is that there are just more pages than I need in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every other page out. And I'm going to do this in a way that I'm not cutting all the way to the inside of the journal, because if I do that, then say if I were to take this entire page out, then the opposite side of this page, because basically when she made this journal, she folded the pages in half and then bound them in. So what I need to do is not take the whole thing out, because if I do that, then the opposite side of that page will fall out as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a ruler and I'm just going to tear off maybe the width of the ruler like this. So in the future, I can always use this in another journal or use it to collage with or whatever. And I'm not going to throw that away. I'll just put it to the side. So then I will end up with this little page here. Okay. And we'll do something with that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this next page and I'm going to cut this page out. And I'm just going to do this for the rest of the journal and just cut every other page out. So now that I am into the second signature, this will be a little bit easier because I don't have anything written on any of these pages or glued down or whatever. There's nothing going on with these pages. So technically, I could just take this completely out of here. The only issue is I will have like this huge gap at the back side of the journal where, you know, it'll be fine. It'll just look weird when you close it up because you'll have this gap right here. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this the same way, but this time I could just tear this completely out and show you guys what happens when you tear out an entire page. So I think that's what I'll do, is I'll take this whole page out. Okay, that was all the way down to the edge here. And then for the back page, this page, you just shimmy it a little bit and it'll pop right out of there. So I may go through and just do that with every other page in this signature just to get more bulk out. There wasn't much I could do with this since it was the end of that first signature that I was working in. Again, just because I didn't want all of the things that I had already done to be pulled out of there that easily. So yeah, I'm just going to cut out every other page and pull out the back side of it. Okay, so I may just leave the rest of that in there. So that is the back signature. Now I've taken out all of this from the journal. So that's a good bit of bulk. And like I said, you can use these for collaging, just cut out pictures, or you can bind them into another journal as just like a short page or whatever. I mean, you can, I'm definitely going to hold on to all of this and use it in something else. So yeah, that is actually two different ways that you can take pages out of your journal if your journal is just getting too bulky and you know, it's just really hard to store a journal when it gets to the point where you can't add anything else to it. And honestly, this is still pretty bulky. I may go in and take a few more pages out just to kind of give myself a little bit less space. The other option that you have is just to go in and do writing on a lot of this. So I could dedicate, you know, a good center chunk of this to just writing, and then maybe fill the back few pages with, you know, stuff and pictures and memories and whatever. Which is why I had this clip together originally, because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna write on all of these pages, and then the back I'll do a little bit more, you know, of what I normally do. Yeah, I don't know if that's something that you needed or, you know, it would be helpful to you, but I was planning on doing it to my journal anyway. And I thought that it might be interesting. I actually looked on YouTube to see if I could find any videos on how other people take apart their junk journals when they get too bulky, and I couldn't find any. So if you're making a junk journal and you're wondering how many pages do I put in here to keep it from getting too bulky, really that question is very difficult to answer for most people, and I think that's why it's not on YouTube as much as maybe it should be, because it really just depends on how you use your journal. So if you chunk it up like I do, then you want less pages, obviously, like way less. You want it to look pretty bare. But if you just do a lot of writing, then you can chunk it up with as many pages as you want. So yeah. So I was going to show you real quick what I do with these shorter pages. Normally what I do is I just go in with like a glue stick or some double-sided tape or something like that, and I just glue these straight down to the next page. So especially on this signature, since I had already started in it and I didn't want the other pages to fall out, I can just glue these shorter pages down just like that. And then it's as if it never existed. And I can just go in with my scissors and cut off this bottom piece where it didn't quite meet up with the next page, and just tear that straight out. And that won't affect anything. I have had to do this with tons of journals, because when I make my own journals, sometimes I put way too many pages in there, because I love all kinds of papers, and then I put them all in there, and then I don't know what to do with them. With this one, I'm going to actually use double-sided tape, because this is a little bit heavier cardstock. So to make that stick down and stay, definitely want to use double-sided tape or something a little bit stronger than a glue stick. So I'm just going to stick this right here. It doesn't even have to go all the way to the edges. It's not even that important. And just stick that down, and then it won't go anywhere. So yeah, that is how I solve the problem of having a way too bulky journal. If you have any questions or comments, or if you know of other ways to debulk your journal, then please leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.